All right, you guys. So I decided, since not everybody's wanting to come over to YouTube, which is fine, I am going to try to share this story here. All right, so this right here is Grame Beck. Now, I knew him as Jane. Jane worked for a number of MLMs. Such as a lot of makeup ones, skincare ones like Unique, and what are some of the other ones? There was some other ones, I forget, that were makeup ones at this time, okay? So this is Grame Beck. He climbed into a woman's bed while she slept before removing her night clothes and attacking her. So this again is Grame Beck and some of the rest of the story. And so here is some more. So Beck's lawyer, Robert Campbell, claimed that it could have been worse. So at this time, even, things were being minimized. And some more of the story. So his victim grew to trust the dad of two and even let him sleep on her couch. So here's some more of the story. Pause to read. All right. So now that you're familiar with the story, I want to tell you guys what happened, okay? And why it is important for women to watch out. So, number one, I'm going to say this. A lot of women trust very easily and they feel for people. So this person, being an MLM and being being a T person that he represented himself as, at that time, I supported that group tremendously. This was back in about 2015. Well, this person ended up becoming a person that was trying to get to me. I ended up getting all these text messages. Actually, they were Facebook messages because I was always on his Facebook post and doing FaceTime with him. So his thing was he would get to know a woman on the internet and then he would claim homelessness, father of two, T-man, right? Or T-woman. Anyways, so that one, and he would say he was homeless, and people were picking on him in the UK and all of this stuff. So then a woman would say, "Oh, honey, come and stay with me. You can sleep on my couch." And then he would gain their trust, and then he would attack them in their home. And he did this over and over and over again. And I always wondered why he kept going through different partners so often. And come to find out, and then all of a sudden he'd say, "Oh, well, I love her so much," and all of it was really, really dragged out. He proclaimed his love for a woman instantly. And at that time, I was a great friend of his across the internet. And so anyways, it came to a time that he wanted to, and we started talking about it publicly, that he wanted me to help him fill out his paperwork to get to the United States. And he really, really wanted to try to get me to, be the one to represent him when he comes to this country, be his sponsor. And I said, I cannot do that because I don't want to take claim for you, but maybe we can get you on a different way, like educational release or something like that. And another thing is he could never find a job in the UK. He would always have to do this grunt work. And I became suspicious, but I never could figure anything of it out. And he was just an awfully homely woman. Okay. So anyways, with that being said, I trusted and trusted and trusted him. And at the end of the day, I ended up getting these messages. He knows my address, blah, blah, blah. This is a part of a conversation of where after I found out, I started telling other women. And all these women have the same story, just as I did. So here's another one right here. He wanted to come and stay the night with me, blah, blah, blah. And so this is me responding. He used to tell me all the time. He would say my name and say, I am not a good person. I would never say why. I would never say why to him because I didn't want to discredit him or I didn't want to bring it up to him. And he never would answer. Or I would say why and he never would answer. I would never try to ask him why all of the time because I didn't want to discredit him. I didn't want him to think that I was against him, right? So I would just leave it alone. So anyways, she carries on to tell me exactly what they said in the article that he's done previously. Now, mind you, I found out because multiple women, and I had to go back and pull my archives off of my Facebook, because he got rid of every single one of his accounts. So it was really weird. He would join, and I know this story is all over the place because I didn't prepare this. I just want to tell you guys what's going on and what to watch for. So he would join an MLM and get a whole bunch of friend groups together and then go right into a private group, right? And then all these women would think that they were like his BFF, right? And they were supporting a teammate or a TWoman. And then what would happen is that he would then start getting their information and he would get people's addresses. Yes. And then now he's got your phone number, your address, your first and last name and everything. And then somebody would let the MLM know and they would fire him right away. They would get rid of him, end it, whatever you call it. And then he would go to another MLM. And he would do the same thing. He would start selling for that MLM, and then he would get all your private information. And he would do giveaways and things like that. So anyways, with that being said, this is another reason why I do not buy from MLMs, and I do not support this ideology, okay? That doesn't mean I don't have T people that are friends. I do have T people that are friends. I also have family that is part of the LGBT people, but they are not a part of the community per se. So with that being said, I wanted to share this information with you because then one day I started getting all these women started just once they heard me discuss that I was going to try to get him here to the United States and help him get over here on an educational release or something like that, they started fucking just imploding my DMs with the link to his story, okay? Well, he had continued to do this, so every time he would go out onto the so I looked into it, and yes, it was true. So then I started going down his friends list, and I started sending the link to all the women and letting them know, hey, watch out, watch out. And that's where I got that message from, is because then these women started responding and saying, well, he's got my information. I live here. He's got my information. And so he was exactly doing this. Now, the reason I really want you guys to know this is because there are people that are in the T community that are totally harmless, but the idea is that we really don't know. Just like when you have a person walking out on the street, you don't know if they are an S offender or what. You have no idea what or who this person is, and you don't know if somebody's been raped. You can't tell by looking at them. And that is the same thing when it comes to T people. So be very, very careful. Luckily, by the grace of God, I was saved on this situation by other women. But ladies, we gotta wake up. These people hide behind many different barriers to protect their identity. And it's not always because they're good people, okay? So let's make sure that we're doing research. And this goes for really anybody that you're dealing with on the internet, but watch out. And this is another reason to stay away from MLMs. They do not research who is working for them, and those people have your information. So remember that. Have a good rest of your day, and let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer what I can.